Hey, we're gonna be talking about something special today. Uh, what's he gonna eat? Well, it's gonna be about a little feller. He was real smart, boy. I tell you what, he was a smart little guy, and he was loved to counsel with his people. Who's this? It's Mr. Ain't. Oh, that's Sting. Oh, I guess so. You see, an Ain't has a temper, just like me and you. Yeah, an Ain't has a temper. And if you get close to his house, close to where his dwelling is called the colony, the ink bed. You get close around, he gonna jump on you. He thinks you're fixing to invade his territory. They have a temper, just like you do. Yeah? Don't you have a temper? I guess so. Everybody has a temper. I have a temper. I believe in living a pure life. I believe in living a pure life. But someone try to break in my house, hey, I might lose my purification. I'm gonna get them out. Now you see, Frank, yeah, I may not have a stinger, but I'll do something else. That's the way they fight. That to fight back, they sting you. You get close to their territory, they gonna jump on you. An ain't has a temper, just like every human being. You see, ain'ts is a little is like little people. Of course, they got their own resources, but we're talking about the basis today. This is this one ain't. Boy, he was a good one now, smart little fella. A guy? Well, you might say he's a guy. He wasn't the queen ain't. You see, a queen ain't would be a girl, wouldn't it? Queen? I always look at the queen ain't. Some people say they know ain'ts don't have queen ain'ts. Ain'ts don't have queens. Well, I read it that they did. What did he do? Well, I'm gonna tell you what he did. He was a real bold, smart little guy. He always loved to give his people advice. Tell them something they need to know. And he was good at this. He was a hero because he saved his people from destruction. What do you do? Well, what he did, well, I tell you, he was out watching this colony. What's his name? His name was Red. I'm going to call him Mr. Red. Mr. Red, he was watching over, advising, counseling, talking to his people around the colony, telling them how to do it. It'd be good to make your dig down in the dirt and go this way or that direction. That would be good. I think it's easier for you to dig through. Well, whatever he was doing, he loved to give them advice and instruction on what to do. And so he had them going. So he was like a queen, I guess, but he was a man. He a king. I don't know whether they have the kings or not. But anyway, he was a good advisor. He wanted to do something for his own people. So he always loved to assist. So what he did, decided, well, I'm going to take a journey through the field. That's the field. He was at the one end of the field. Somewhere kind of close to the edge of the field. Excuse me. Love to keep my manners. And my manners is good. But anyway, what happened was He crawled across the piles through the field. Want to get out, get him some exercise, I guess. We just feel the cool air, crawling across the cool ground, kind of broken up. It was broken up. It was a field. It done been disc. And so what it was, crawled over, was crawling around, going on out. He saw way over the sideway at the roadside. He saw two trucks pull up. Well, it was nothing. He just saw it. But then he saw two men get out. Both of them was white trucks, little white trucks, from what I understood it. Both of them, one got out of one truck, the other one got out of the other truck. And they started talking to one another. Well, Mr. Red kind of wondered what they're talking about. Well, it was no big deal. He kept crawling on and crawling on in that direction, kind of. Close to the edge of the field. And then he heard a conversation. He wanted to catch what they were saying. So he crawled way over to the edge. He was crawling. And I'm going to tell you, Frank, yeah, an ant can hear good. I know. Oh, you know, you're not no ant. How do you know? You said so. Oh, because I said so. Oh, thank you. Thank you for believing what I said, boy. Hey. All right. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. You all listen to what he said now. I'm just going to let you say that. They going to listen. Yes, they will. They believe. Well, I'm telling the truth. They believe you. And what you're saying. Can I say something? Yeah, you can say something. I love you all. And I always will. Because that's what God wants us to do. Love one another. That's right. We got to, but you know, so you know what? Like I said, now Mr. Red, he loved his people, didn't he? That's what we got to love one another in the name of Jesus. And so what was? He heard the conversation. He finally caught the words. The man said, well, I tell you what, Mr. Whoever it was, he just had he didn't hear what exactly whose name was who, but he heard the information that one of the men was going to come back in about 2 weeks and was going to poison the field for the insects. He heard that. What did he do? Well, now I'm fixing to tell you what he did. He went back. He turned quickly and run back to his colony. Crawling back to his colony with haste. Got up there and he wanted to make an announcement. He wanted to tell them all. Listen. In his own language. I got something to tell you. We got to get out of here. What? Someone said. I heard the man, there's a man's coming in a couple of weeks. We have time to travel. He's coming in a couple of weeks to poison this field, spray it for insects. And we got to get out of here because we will die from the insect poison. A lot of them took notes. They believed Mr. Red. They took him. They knew he was a good advisor. He helped them. He pulled with them, and that he was telling. Well, you know, they all said, well, what's the reason? You see, they knew that he had traveled over there, had traveled on out toward the other side till he got to where he could, close to where this was taking place, where the speech, where the talk was going on by the two men. They knew he'd traveled out, so they knew then as he had said, He had heard what was spoken. So they believed him. They always believed Mr. Red for all he'd done. They trusted him. Concerning what he said. They always took him at his word. So get your stuff together. We're going to go over toward the woods, which is on the northern side of the field. Over there at the woods, we can make it. We got time to get there. The woods? What was it? The woods. Well, in the woods, the pine trees. There's pine trees, there's oak trees, and there's just a lot of, you know what woods is like? Yeah. Well, he got everything together, and they left. A lot of them left with him. He led them out. We're gonna go over toward the forest, the woods, and you can make you a colony over there. Get out of this field. Some of them didn't believe him. But we can do it. We not listening to you. We gonna. Well, that's his idea. That didn't take it for granted. And so what happened? A lot of them, they just went. They just went. They just went on with their own work, not thinking. But then what happened was they built him a bed. About a couple of weeks later, Mr. Red climbed up on, crawled up on some sticks, somewhere there in the woods, and he looked over at the field from where he saw way out there. There was a big tractor coming down the field, spraying the poison. Said to himself, oh, I told him what was going to happen. That's my people out there that wouldn't listen. They're like I am. I done what I could do, but they wouldn't listen. It was bad. It made he almost cried as he turned his head and crawled down the stick. There's nothing else can be done. The man sprayed the field, and the other ants died because they didn't follow Mr. Red out when he told them we must get out of this place. They'd heard the warning. Destruction was on its way. Well, you know, in the midst of the field, there was other insects, I'm sure. The other insects in the field. But this was Mr. Red's group. It was his colony. His people. And that's the way it is. The colony, they were safe because they heeded and they listened to what Mr. Red said. They were found safe. There's more to this. There's a lot that's going on. You see, I would like to say this right quick. The other insects is out in the field. The field is like the world. The distance of the world. There's other insects out there. They would be sprayed and they would be killed by the poison. But they were all in the field, which is basically, spiritually speaking, it's in the world. The field represents the world. Well, then what do all the other insects represent? The first step. These are like the natural people. They know, they've heard it, they've heard about Jesus, they've heard about, they just go on living their life. They don't even think about church. They don't even think about God. They just live in their life. That's it. Well, they automatically doomed. That's like the other insects. But the colony, look at this now. The colony, which was Mr. Red's people, It was their ink bed. His colony, the ones he belonged to, represents the church world. They all call themselves Christians, right? But everyone's not going to make it. I'm sorry. Because they didn't mean it from their heart. They just had Jesus from their head. They believed on him from their head. They didn't apply him to their heart as their Lord. The ones that applied him to their heart, Jesus to their heart as their Lord, is like the ones that left the field and escaped the poison. The poison represents sinful estate without Jesus leading us into that better place, which is heaven. We will be spiritually poisoned and we will be destroyed so as by fire forever, which is the bottomless pit. We don't want this to happen. But apply this to your life. Mr. Red was a hero because he saved his people from the poison which was destruction. And Jesus will save us from destruction if we follow him and let him be the Lord of our life. He will make it better for us. Do you understand that, Frank? Did you understand everything we said?
Yes, I did. Do you understand it?
I'm sure they understood it.
Everyone out there understood it. I'm sure you did. I love you.
I love you too. This time. We'll talk to you later.